The Arkansas basketball team is in Providence, where they are set to take on Kansas in the NCAA tournament tonight. We'll have a preview as the countdown to the big dance is on. And President Trump is moving forward with an executive order to begin dismantling the Department of Education. We'll have the details just ahead.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News at noon.
Well, thank you for joining us for your 5 News at noon. I'm Morgan Wrigley here with Joshua Weisel. Got the red on for the Razorbacks today. Here at home, it's a little bit better than yesterday. We've had those strong winds. Not feeling them quite as much today, maybe. Absolutely.
And I was out yesterday. My dogs had to go get a haircut, so I drove them to Bentonville, and then I saw the wall of dust. We had those winds. It was not fun yesterday. Today, much better. So if you're taking a look outside at those temperatures, if you stepped out, you may have noticed it's really chilly compared to the last several days. Well, that's because we are in the 40s, but also the wind is not as bad today, but it's out of the northwest. And when you add that northwest wind, even if it's at a slight amount, it is going to automatically feel a little bit chillier just because typically north winds cool, south winds bring that warmth with it. And we had a little bit of a wind chill value today. So currently right around the 40s into some 50s for portions of northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Here's some temperatures elsewhere around the region. So it is chillier today compared to the last several days. Now, taking a look at those winds, there is a little bit of a wind between around 10 to 20 miles an hour, but thankfully it's not that 40-mile-per-hour wind plus that we were seeing yesterday and then last Friday, where it was just that nuisance wind and causing all of those issues. So that's some good news there. For the next 12 hours across the area, the clouds that were there this morning, they're going to clear out. It's going to be beautiful, pretty much clear throughout the day. Once we head to midnight, some clouds will build back in, but right around the 50s for highs today, lower to mid 50s for northwest Arkansas. The River Valley is going to be a little bit warmer, right around 60 for this afternoon, mostly clear skies, and then maybe a couple clouds roll in past midnight tonight. So we're going to be taking a look at the forecast. We have the cooler Thursday ahead. We'll let you know the highs for this afternoon, as well as the rebounded temperatures for your Friday, maybe even some rain chances as well. All that coming up in just a second.
Thanks, Joshua. Well, the countdown is on for the Arkansas basketball team to take to the court for the first round of the NCAA tournament tonight. There are 6 guys on this year's squad who have played in March Madness before. With that in mind, Arkansas will be leaning on those with experience to be the leaders for some of the younger players. There's also some motivation there from the last time they were in the tournament, wearing different uniforms.
I'm just grateful to be able to be in the tournament. You know, this is something you dream of, just being able to play in March Madness. So, you know, it's like a blessing. You know, something I learned just, you know, not to take any game lightly. You know, every game is going to be hard and it's not going to be easy.
You know, they definitely depend on us a lot, especially me and Nelly. We've been, you know, to the, future rounds, Elite 8, Final Four. But, you know, we need every individual in this team, including the coaching staff, just falling back on the work.
And we're talking all about the Hogs' first March Madness game against Kansas in our Razorback pregame show that starts at 5:30 tonight and will lead right into the said Hogs and Jayhawks game right here on Channel 5 at 6:10.
Please do not do anything reckless or careless because it could create a loss of life.
From city crews to rural teams, firefighters in Arkansas have faced the challenge of exceptionally dry and windy conditions. Officials are reminding people to follow burn ban guidelines. More than 96 fires sparked across the state on Wednesday. Here's a look at one fast-moving grass fire that was reported near Whitehall that shut down parts of I-530 down in Jefferson County. Meanwhile, in Oklahoma, firefighters continue to work to contain wildfires being fueled by those strong winds. This is video out of Westport, where wind gusts reach up to 50 miles per hour on Wednesday. Fires have been burning for more than a week now across the entire state, and it's estimated more than 170,000 acres have burned, destroying at least 400 buildings, including 200 just in Stillwater. Now we're taking a look at the wildfire danger threat across Arkansas. The Forestry Division has our area listed as a high or extreme threat, which means fire crews are going to be monitoring that closely. Well, tornado cleanup continues in East Arkansas after a pair of EF4 tornadoes over the weekend. One touchdown in Diaz, where community members are working together to recover. Maya Ellison gives us a look at those rebuilding efforts after Friday's destructive tornado.
This is all that's left of a home in Diaz, Arkansas, with its foundation still standing after an EF4 tornado came through the town on Friday night, affecting homeowners, businesses, and even airplanes as well.
And it's just total destruction. There's trees everywhere, lines down. It was really bad.
Diaz Mayor Perry Stegall says his city has never experienced a tornado of this magnitude. Along West Main Street, you can see the aftermath. Piles of wood from uprooted trees, debris in the middle of fields and homes with nothing left.
People hurt. There's a house over on the river got blown away, and they were hurt pretty bad.
Mayor Stegall showed us a yard of unrecognizable cars, tractors, and even clothes hanging in the trees. Despite the damage, the family escaped unharmed.
I was told that the owner of this house, he was down in the storm cellar, which is over behind me, and they were in there, and the tornado hit. He was safe and sound.
The same for Diaz Police Sergeant Richard Morris, caught in the middle of the storm.
It picked him up off the road, over a house, and threw it in the backyard next to a parked vehicle. He's banged up pretty good, but he's got good spirits.
We had 7 injuries, 3 of them critical, and every one of them's out of the hospital now.
But what kept everyone going through tough times? Their resiliency and faith. Over at City Hall, supplies line the walls and volunteers prepared to deploy.
Here's copies of this. To get this paperwork filled out, and I'm coming back here.
Utility workers are moving quickly. And at Campbell Station Baptist Church, Becky Hade and Kenneth Lamb are doing all they can.
We were actually able to feed about 177 people here today. Hamburgers and hot dogs. Tonight we're doing fried chicken, coleslaw, and potato salad.
A down-home Southern meal providing a little hope after the storm.
Just put your faith in God and let Him take care of everything, and the community comes together to help each other out. It's been really amazing.
Well, Rogers police are announcing today they've identified the human remains that were found on March 6th. Those remains were positively identified as William Buddy Pendergrass, who was originally reported missing by the Rogers Police Department in November of 2020. On March 6th, 3 high school students found what appeared to be human bones in the woods between the bike trail and South 7th Street and between Nursery Road and West Price Lane. After police processed the scene, the remains were sent to the Arkansas Crime Lab for identification. Pendergrass was known to have multiple health issues at the time he went missing, and Rogers police say they do not suspect foul play. Well, the White House is moving forward today with an executive order aimed at dismantling the Department of Education. Teacher groups are already vowing to fight in court. Natalie Brand has details from Washington.
After weeks of talking about it,
we want education to be moved back where the states run education.
President Trump is expected to sign an executive order this afternoon aimed at dismantling the Department of Education, a longtime goal of conservatives.
We have spent more than $3 trillion at this federal bureaucracy. What has been the return on that investment for the American taxpayer? Levels that are less than ideal, less than proficient.
Eliminating the department would require congressional approval, and an administration official tells CBS News the order does not change federal student loans or Title I assistance for students from low-income families.
Protect our students, protect our families.
Teachers groups rallied Wednesday ahead of the executive order signing. It's estimated federal funding makes up just 10 to 14% of K-12 education, but critics of the Trump policy still worry about the potential impacts to the most vulnerable children.
I think too often at the state and federal level when we're passing legislation, we don't really know the true impact of that legislation because we're not asking the teachers and educators in the trenches how that will impact them.
Meanwhile, a federal judge has given the Trump administration a new deadline of this afternoon to provide more details about deportation flights to El Salvador this weekend. Families of some of the men dispute they are members of a Venezuelan gang. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Court filings reveal the Trump administration may use the state's secret privilege to try to block the judge from seeing some information about the deportation flights. Well, the FBI is searching for a person who attacked a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas, setting multiple cars on fire. This fiery scene outside the repair shop shows multiple vehicles set ablaze. That was just before 3 a.m. on Tuesday. The word resist was spray painted on the front of the building.
We believe the suspect approached the business wearing all black clothing, and he used what appear to be Molotov cocktails and a firearm to conduct his attack.
This attack is the latest in more than a dozen cases of arson and vandalism targeting Tesla. The incidents began after Tesla CEO Elon Musk took on the job of slashing government spending. Last week, President Trump said vandals will be prosecuted as terrorists for targeting Musk's cars. Well, the Bentonville City Council decided last week to double water rates because of rising costs as well as water leaks. But some residents who didn't like that idea have started a petition to get it repealed. Kyle Miller decided to start gathering signatures online because he believes the rate hike was too extreme and could harm the economy as well as low-income residents. They want to see a gradual rate increase system and more transparency. He says he's hoping the signatures will make the City Council look at some other avenues.
Would absolutely love to bring this to City Council and say, hey, this percent of the population doesn't think what you did is okay, and we need to start taking some actions to reverse this vote, or at least reconsider, a gradual increase.
Bentonville Mayor Stephanie Orman said after the vote last week, they had to make a hard decision, but ultimately it was what was needed to address the water leaks. Those rates are set to start next month. And the list of candidates for Fort Smith School Superintendent is now down to 3. They include 2 people from Fort Smith, current Deputy Fort Smith Superintendent Marty Mahan and former Southside High School teacher Ann Markfield made the cut. Markfield is the Assistant Superintendent in Pea Ridge. An Assistant Superintendent in Conway is that 3rd candidate. 20 people applied for the job, and on Wednesday, the firm that conducted the search told the school board that that's an impressive number.
20 applications in the time frame that we had is very good, folks. Because I will tell you that we've had much longer searches with other districts where we've had 10 or 12 applications. It just kind of depends. You never know.
The 3 finalists will all go through the interview process with the school board in early April. Well, happening today, Washington County Judge Patrick Deakins will give the State of the County address. This speech highlights progress made by local government offices, and that address will begin at 5:30 before the quorum court meeting at the county courthouse. The public is invited to attend.
Well, here's a look at your forecast. I'm weather forecaster Joshua Weisel, and we're going to be starting off with the Slim Chickens camera in Fayetteville. And as you can see, really no clouds in the sky, just a couple of elevated clouds that you see off in the distance. Now let's take a look at the River Valley, where there's a little bit more in terms of some of those more elevated clouds. But overall, it's starting to clear out, leading to a beautiful day. Well, except for those temperatures. It's going to be chilly throughout the day today, especially with that northwest wind, compared to what we've seen over the last couple of days with those highs in the 70s. So we had a trade-off. We got rid of the winds up in the 40-mile-an-hour range, and then we ended up with cooler temperatures. So starting off, we're in the 40s across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley, starting to approach some upper 40s, lower 50s south of I-40 this morning. And as you can see, as we start to head into the afternoon, those temperatures will start to increase, but not by much. We're talking just by maybe upper 50s, lower 60s. The winds out of the northwest right around 10 to 20 miles an hour throughout the day. It's not going to be as high as it was yesterday, but that north wind is going to add a little bit of a chill factor. So even if you're standing outside in direct sunlight, it's still going to be a little bit chilly. The winds for today, well, they're going to start to calm down once we head into the evening hours. It's going to be a pleasant evening. Those winds are going to be around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But notice as we head into tomorrow, overnight, it's going to start to increase those winds, and then as we head into the noon hour tomorrow, those winds are back into the 40s in terms of that wind's gust speed. So unfortunately, the winds aren't going to stay away for long. Highs today, 50s, 60s across the area, so it's going to be chilly today. Keep in mind, in the shade, it's going to feel cooler, but also, even if you're in the sun, that northwest wind's going to make it feel a little bit chillier, so you might want to jacket throughout the remainder of the day, mostly in northwest Arkansas. Now, overnight tonight, we're going to see some lows back into the 30s, so it's going to be chilly tomorrow morning there as well. So we got another chilly morning ahead. Rain chances on the horizon Saturday into Sunday. Take a look. Another system is going to be bringing some rain chances late Saturday into Sunday. Could see maybe a couple of rounds, one late Saturday into Sunday, maybe additional showers later in the afternoon on Sunday as well. We're keeping an eye on that as we head into this weekend. There is a low chance for maybe a couple strong storms that could be capable of hail and damaging winds. Widespread severe weather, significant severe weather is not expected. So that's a look at what we've got here. Just keeping an eye, maybe a couple of storms, but really it's looking like it may be a conditional risk as of now, but we'll be keeping a very close eye on that as we head into the next couple of days. Rain chances also doesn't look like we'll see too much in terms of beneficial rain, so hopefully that is not going to be the case. We need that rain. It's been dry. We had this fire weather danger. It will continue over the next couple of days, especially tomorrow with those winds kicking back up, maybe more additional fire weather. This weekend's going to be a little bit, turbulent in terms of maybe some rain chances late Saturday into Sunday. Keeping an eye on that. But notice kind of a roller coaster of temperatures, 50, 60, 70, 60, 70s. It's all over the place. Welcome to Arkansas. Mother Nature has literally thrown everything at us over the last couple of weeks. We have had storms, we've had dust, we've had wind, fire weather, and last night we had snow and sleet. So pretty much anything you can think of, Mother Nature has thought it would be funny to throw that at us the last 2 weeks. So
yeah.
Officially spring today. Hopefully we get to a more normal spring-like pattern with no more sleet and snow. That would be nice. It'd be easier for us. But
yeah, we really didn't need snow to start off spring. But I guess today's the first day, so maybe we're a fresh start today.
Hopefully Mother Nature just wanted to end winter with a bang and be like, hey, look, snowflakes and sleet. Just one more reminder. But we do have to watch. Late March is typically the last freeze for the River Valley, and then early to mid-April is the last freeze for Northwest Arkansas.
Well, we're almost there. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us for your 5 News at Noon this afternoon. We'll hope you'll join us again for your 5 News first at 4. Have a great afternoon.